Welcome to the Revision Wizards podcast. I'm V.E. Griffith, and I'm joined by my amazing and wonderful co-host, Ms. Catherine M.H.
This week, we're, yeah, we're is what I was going for, but which one's correct now that I think about it?
The way I have it written in our document is correct. We apostrophe R-E. We are.
Yeah, so we're or where? Like how, ooh,
We're.
I mean, like it doesn't matter how we say it. But anyway, this week we are having what amounts to a small celebration. This is episode of 53. Oh my God. And it marks 2 years worth of episodes for both of us. We've taken a couple of breaks during this time, but if we hadn't, we'd be at the 2 year mark. What? But if we hadn't, we'd be at the 2 year mark? I'm so confused as to what that means.
But if we hadn't taken breaks.
We are at the 2 year mark. This is
No,
our
we're
2 year.
no, our first episode was July 2022.
Wow, you're really just cutting strings. Anyway, so we're at episode 53. And it marks 2 years. So we're going to do a little bit of reflection and probably some more back and forth, bantering, because that's just us and that's how we do things.
So we wanted to take a look and see how far we've come. We want to look forward and see what's coming up soon, those kinds of things. As always, if you would like to have some input in what we do, if you have requests, please feel free to reach out. We have a contact us form on the website, revisionwizards.com. You can reach us individually at our websites. I'm at vegriffith.com. Miss Catherine is at scribes-pen.com. You can reach us all the time,
Like, Raj,
and
you
we'd
remember
love.
my website was because I didn't. As soon as you mentioned, I was like, oh my God, what's my website? My brain blanked.
So the first big things that we did when we started the show was we talked about our scene and story rubrics. We haven't mentioned those recently, but they are still available on the Revision Wizard website if you'd like to take a look at them. And you can go back to those episodes and look at them. Episode number 3, we did the scene rubric. Episode 11, we did conflict. We did choice on episode 14. We did scene rubric consequence on episode 17. So they're all still available on our feed.
Yeah. We've done some covers and talking about editing not only just books, but like how to edit covers and how to edit blurbs. And I think that's really a lot of fun because we had Sharon, our good friend, on with us going over how to do edits for book covers because she is awesome and does amazing work with them.
We've done scene analysis of short stories with various guests. I really enjoyed doing those, and I thought they were fun. Reading what other people write and going over it from a story and editing perspective. We've done interviews with an alpha reader with Ben, and we had a great time talking to him.
Yeah, we did. We've done other interviews, amazing guests like Jeff, who we have on all the time. We had Rachel Herron, we had Sasha Black. We've had a few others on here too that we sprinkle in and out, and I can't wait for more.
We've talked about time management, book blurbs. We've done our personal updates. We've done dreams and flashbacks. We've done when to stop and hit publish. When are you done editing? We've talked
Yes.
about, yeah, we've talked about underwriting and overwriting and what to expect from and how to help your editor.
Mhm. It's been a lot. We have published personal updates as separate videos. We found that some people like them, some don't, to each their own. It's your own cup of tea. So if you don't like them, you're free to skip those episodes completely. But if you do like them and you have questions and you want to know more about us, we'll keep them coming. Don't you have any fear about that. Our
Yeah.
differences is what makes them separate issues. You know what? I'm not even going to read it because I lost track of this huge paragraph you wrote for me to read.
That's
So,
okay. I'd actually
separate
intended for me to
episodes.
go over. I had intended for me to read it, but there we go.
Okay.
Um, and we don't read our notes verbatim. We usually just use bullet points so that we hit the highlights. We do like to come somewhat prepared, but we also try and make it a little on the spontaneous side.
The funny
Our
thing
big
with
diff-
that is that I am okay with doing either one. This pantser over here sometimes prefers to have the bullet points, and it shocks our plotter over there because he'll be like, all right, I guess we'll wing this one. And I was like, oh no, man, I've already written us out a script thing for it. And he'd be like, you did? And I was like, yeah, I just needed to know what I was talking about. And then half the time we will write something out, and my dyslexic brain goes, yeah, no, we're not reading any of that. And I will just have to wing it. And he will then have to like bullet point around my winging it, like we're doing right now.
there we go. So, but on the separate personal updates episodes, the reason we make them separate is because some people don't like them, and so we want to give everybody the opportunity to listen to them or skip them at their pleasure. Um, Other podcasts tend to put them at the beginning, and I like them. So when I listen to other shows, I go ahead and listen to them, but I know that some people don't like them. So we found that our listeners like our approach, and so we're going to keep doing our personal episodes, our personal updates as separate episodes.
Yeah.
So what have we got coming in the future?
Oh, so many things, so many ideas. Um, where should we start? Why
Well,
not you
one
go
of the things that
first?
we yeah, why don't I go first? One of the things that it looks like we're going to be doing is we may add additional co-hosts to the show. That's going to give us, we think, a greater variety of perspectives about editing. We don't have them selected yet, but we're talking to some folks and we'll introduce them in their own episodes as soon as we have everything ready. If you're interested in doing that, please reach out. We're happy to talk to anybody who might want to come on the show on a semi regular basis. We can make recording and editing easy for you, so all you got to do is show up with your ideas.
Hmm. One of the things that we are thinking about, especially with getting extra co-hosts, is we're doing this cool series that I am super excited about because I have been outlining this one for VE, and it's editing by genre because we've had a few questions and I have edited several different genres and there is some differences to it. So I'm excited to be able to the differences between the different types of genres and how to edit them. So look for those coming out soon.
So we have some episodes coming up about first drafting tips, how to get your first drafts ready, how to struggle with them if that's what you do. I'm one of those people that struggles through first drafts. Ms. Catherine is not, so our different perspectives are going to be real interesting about that. Um,
Hmm.
we have some more interviews with both authors and editors lined up. So we're gonna talk to people about their editing process and their writing process.
Yeah. One of the things we might also be doing, and this is a might because I'm way more into doing this, so maybe if I talk V into it a little bit more, is but doing some live writing events. So you would be joining us while we're editing through things or joining us while we're doing our writing times and possibly doing some like editing prompts with people. Like we always get those writing prompts, but we don't get too many editing prompts. And I think those would be really fun to try to do with people in this upcoming year.
I think those will be fun too. We're going to have to work out the time zone issue because, of course, I'm Australian Eastern Standard Time and Miss Catherine is Eastern Standard Time in the United States, and that's a difference of like 17 hours.
Yes.
So we'll have to figure that out because if Miss Catherine wants them in the early afternoon, we're talking about 3 in the morning for me, and that's at least for me that's not happening. So some people like to write at 3 in the morning, and I like to catch my shut eye. So we'll have to figure out the time zone issue, and and see what we can do.
Yeah. But we've got some new stuff planned and we are excited. And I think it's going to be fun to keep doing this. I'm really thankful that we still do this. Um, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you don't make it past a certain amount of times." And now we're like looking at it and we're 53 fucking episodes in, which is awesome. And that doesn't count our personal updates.
That's true. The way I number the personal updates is if we do one between episode 50 and 51, it becomes 50.1. So those don't count either. So with our personal updates, we've probably got 70 episodes in the can.
Yeah.
So that's
This is
that's
exciting.
unusual. Yeah, most podcasts quit after 7 episodes. There are thousands of podcasts out there where the proprietors did not get an immediate audience and gave up or didn't like it or whatever, and there's just nothing out there. So, I'm proud to have made it this far and have that we've stuck with it, and that we've stuck with it relatively consistently every 2 weeks, like we initially said that we were going to do. I
Mm.
don't think that we're going to go to a weekly schedule,
No.
at least right now, but every 2 weeks seems to be okay for us.
Yeah, I think the 2 weeks works still really well. Mostly because my job, while yes, it's consistent, it consistently moves me from either opening or closing. So we don't have enough of a leeway to be like, oh, let's do this weekly and record batches and batches. I mean, if we were to record batches at a time, like if I was to sit down and be like, yo, let's go for 10 episodes each time we sit down, we'd be fine.
But if we did 10 episodes each time we sat down, I'd have to kill myself. So
Exactly.
I'm usually good for two or three at a shot, and that's about it. So anyway, we've got a lot coming. We think it's going to be fun. We hope that our listeners, you are going to be interested in it. And as always, we're happy to take your feedback and listen to what you have to say.
Stay magical, everyone.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. You can find every episode on your favorite podcast player and on YouTube. For transcripts, please visit our website at revisionwizards.com. They go live the same day as our episodes.
If you'd like to reach out to us separately, you can find me at vegriffith.com and Miss Catherine at scribes-pen.com.
Stay magical.